Quick one, real quick. But first of all, peace over everything. I hope you are well. I'm going to the gym, but I want to get this out while it's still in my mind. Layoffs are looming at the federal and private level. There's a lot of uncertainty in this world, and especially in this U.S. economy. People are losing their livelihoods, and their lives are in disarray. Um, there's uncertainty in this life, and you always have to prepare for the worst. My heart goes out for those people who lost their jobs, because you're talking about these people. A lot of them have families, and they're really reliant on these jobs that are out there. I mean, you have some parents who work for the same employer of the same government entity, and now you have both of them out of jobs. So now their income is zero, and so and a lot of times they find themselves, in more likely than not, you know, they're in debt. They're in financial disarray. Some of them were basically living paycheck to paycheck, and now they're in a situation now where they're facing something that most people you know have faced, and that's financial insecurity. So with that being said, this is very important to always prepare for the worst, because something like employment, you could do your best job. You could be the best at what you do, and it's still not guaranteed that that employer is going to keep you on. It's still not guaranteed that that employer is going to give you a promotion that you deserve. There's a variable that you can't control, but what you can control is how you prepare for uncertainty, such as something as a mass layoffs. You know, you're not getting promoted, things like that, and that's to reserve and conserve as much money and savings as you possibly can for situations like this. You never know what's going to happen. The world is unpredictable. What's going on in America is unpredictable. There's a lot of things that are happening now, um, that is creating a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, and again, it's about preparation. Me personally, I don't. Well, I take that back. I trust wholeheartedly that things are what they are, and what I mean by that is you trust businesses and companies and things beyond you to be erratic, to be something that you can't control. Anything beyond yourself. I trust things to possibly break down, possibly to not go my way. I trust those things to happen. I hope they don't happen, but when they happen, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't put me in disarray. I'm sorry, let me switch these out real quick. It doesn't put me in disarray. You know, Instead of it becoming a problem, it becomes an inconvenience. You have to set yourself up that way. You have to. And I understand, sometimes you have bills, you have other circumstances that's coming around that comes unpredictable and it stresses your finances. I understand that. It does not take away from the fact that you still got to do it. You got to find a way. If it means selling off a car or selling off some junk that you don't use anymore, whatever you can do to build up anything in your emergency fund, anything that's going to give you a buffer between what's happening and your livelihood and your family, you need to create that. Because again, when you have this variable that you cannot control that can change, and as we see, it is changing, and for some people rapidly. I heard that the federal government is laying off 200,000 employees if they haven't already. Private sector has been going crazy for years as far as layoffs. People just totally lives are just totally destroyed because they trusted these companies and these employers, contractors, what have you, to always look out for them. And I'm here to say, Only person that's going to look out for you, you're going to be the only one who's going to look out for yourself, and you have to believe that. You do your job, you do it well. Your career, all that, you do it well. You be a professional. You do those things. I'm not saying you don't. You do those things, but also with the money that you're getting paid for your services, for the duties that you're performing, save some money. Save it. 10%, 5%, 1%, a half a percent. Save something and build from there. Because I'm telling you, you never know when a storm is coming. You never know when a company is going to shift its direction. You don't know if you're going to have a good boss above you if they get switched out, that you cannot, that you and that boss's uh, mindset may conflict to the point where it's going to cause undue stress, where you might have to make a move, or a move might be made for you. And I'm saying you have to prepare for everything. And the good thing about this is when you have money saved to the side, you know, and shoot, don't even mention investments and emergency fund for your emergency fund, and you have other forms of income on the side. It relieves a lot of stress because you're not having to worry about having financial loss or financial insecurity, I should say, where if you lose a job, or if for those business people who business may have suffered a little bit or is suffering a little bit, have some money to the side to cover that. Like I said, it's easier said than done. I understand that, but it's still very, very important. It's going to happen. You're going to have some hiccups in this life, and some of these hiccups are going to turn into earthquakes. And you have to prepare yourself for it. Otherwise, you're going to be in a situation where you're going to have a lot of uncertainty. You're going to have a lot of bills piling up. You're going to have, the food is going to become a problem for you to buy. The necessities, your car notes, whatever bills that you may have. And that's another reason why I'm a proponent of being debt free. You have to do what you have to do to protect yourself. Now, I'm not sure of what most of those people are going through as far as their debts and stuff like that, but just speaking about the average in terms of how people are doing, a lot of people are in debt. There's a lot of people in debt. Okay, most people cannot, from what I've heard, afford $400 emergency from the things that I've read. Median income I believe is like $45,000 for a family. Things are tough. You have to do what you need to do. And I know live below your means. Some people already at the means ain't even meeting. I understand those people. The people who I'm talking about are those people who do have a good income, sometimes a dual income, and you think it's always going to be sweet. You think the sun rises and sets on you. And let me tell you, it doesn't. You got to prepare. You got to make some sacrifices. You don't have to live lavish. And I'm not saying everybody is living lavish, but I'm saying certain things you can cut back. Certain things you should cut back and save. Now, you can always revisit it once you got a nice little savings and stuff like that. You can always get, okay, now I got this money stashed, got 10, 15, 30, 40, $50,000 set to the side. Okay, let me go ahead and have a little fun. Let me take this next paycheck and, just go off. But until you have that financial, you know, bodyguard behind you, that money, I'm telling you, you you need to look at what can possibly happen instead of the world through these rose-colored glasses. Things change, and things are continuing to change at a rapid pace. And again, a lot of people are not prepared for it. Farmers are suffering. It is a brawl for it all. It's something that a lot of people did not see coming, and that's the issue. You don't want to see it coming. You know where you are at financially. It's not a surprise. You know if you're living paycheck to paycheck. You know you're overspending. You know you haven't been saving like you should. You know you've been, putting, wants before needs. You can't. Save some money. Save some money so you are prepared for when things happen. Because things are going to happen. That's a guarantee. Peace over everything. Thank you for listening. If you got anything from this video, please like, comment, subscribe, share. Until next time, save some money. Peace over everything.